Alright, let's build a computer. Actually, we're going to build a NAS. My current NAS is my old PowerEdge 2850. I have it maxed out with six 300 gig SCSIs for a total of 1.5 terabytes of usable storage. That is well full. So we are going to combine some old parts and we are going to throw together a free NAS box that will go much farther than what the PowerEdge will. So I have a 4U case. I don't remember who made it or what model it is. 128 gig SSD for a free NAS install. It's overkill, but it's what I have available. We have two terabyte hard drives, cables, free NAS installer, 500 watt power supply, I believe, 8 gigs of DDR3, and we have a gigabyte GA70 LMT USB 3 with, I believe, an Athlon 2X2260. I used to get a ton of those because they were cheap and easy to install and reliable. This will take up to a 1090T Phenom X6, so maybe someday down the road. I do not have the IO shield for it. I can have one on order from China, but that has gonna take anywhere from like 3 to 10 weeks for it to show up, so I'll have this open plenty to add more hard drives to it as I get them. This has 6 3.5 bays, and then it's got 3 5 1/4 bays, so I can always add more to the 5 1/4 bays, so that's not a big deal. I can keep adding to them. I think I can do 5 3.5s. I don't remember how big the adapters go. It's either 5 3.5s into the 3 bays or 3, so either way I can put anywhere between 6 and 11 hard drives in this. So that's anywhere between 12 and 22 terabytes of storage if I go with all twos. It's easy to find 2 terabyte hard drives in good condition for 40 to 50 bucks, so that's most of what I'm going to do. I've had very little trouble with 2 terabyte drives in my history. I've had plenty of trouble with 3s, and 4s have been hit and miss, so I'll probably just stick with 2s, at least for now. There will be no RAID, it'll just be striped. I have a 4 terabyte external, and 8 terabyte externals are as low as 130, and because they'll just be used to turn them on, back it up, and turn them back off, I'm not too worried about reliability there because they won't be used very much, so I'm not too worried about that. So let's get the RAM in the motherboard, get the power supply into the case, RAM motherboard into the case, and get everything going here. This is not really going to be a step-by-step how-to, so I'm not going to show everything little by little. So I know it's a little messy, but when I cut my teeth building computers was beginning of the 2000s, when motherboards would make you post them before they'd work right. So we're going to post it. This is, wow, it actually has an ADE on it. This will support a 6-core Phenom 2 all the way up to the 1100T on an AM3 chipset, and that has an ADE port on it. That is insane. That's cool, but that is ridiculous that this actually has an ADE port on it. Wow. Okay, totally off track there. But, so I always just make it a best practice to go ahead and post it. Nothing plugged in except the RAM, processor, video, and front panel. So, first shot. Cool. Cool. Alright. Beautiful. Let's go hook some stuff up. You want to see one nasty, ugly inside of a computer? Well, here it is. And no, this is not permanent. But there's no point in doing cable management when I'm going to be pulling the DVD drive after the installation is complete. So for now, it's just going to be a ketchup and mustard nasty mess, and then once that big ribbon cable comes out of there, then that'll be a whole other story. So we are I'm going to plug the SSD in, that'll help. Okay, so we are ready to make an attempt at installing FreeNAS. Alright, so it's been so long. Yeah, our date and time is right. DVDRW, HD204UI, WDC, 3K. I'm missing one. Okay. I think I'm missing the SSD. I'll look, but I think I'm missing the SSD. That all looks good. That all looks good. Overclock. Interesting that it's not actually like, it doesn't actually like give me a tell of what all the system has in it. Oh, is there something in there's something in there. It's definitely not the FreeNAS disk. Nope, there is nothing in there. Okay, well, I need to figure out... I'm just going to go ahead and put the FreeNAS disk in and see what it tells me. See what it does. Okay, well it only took 2 reinstalls and changing out the optical drive, but we have an IP for the web interface. So now comes the fun part, and I'm not going to bother videoing any of that because it's going to take hours and hours and hours. Maybe. We'll see. It's a newer version. It's been a few years since I've tried configuring this. The last few times I could not get FreeNAS to let my Windows account authenticate no matter what I did. No matter what permissions I assigned, no matter what passwords I assigned, it kept denying everything no matter what. So I'm going to hit up the web interface and the documentation, and we're going to see just what happens. Alright, well this is the web interface. Definitely is new, so that's good. Hostname freenas.local. Build. This is actually really cool compared to what it used to be. Usage. So I guess I'll just start with user accounts and start figuring it out. Alright, well that is a very good sign. We are running at normal full speed, between 110 to 120. So that is very, very awesome. Let's see. Number 3.54 bandwidth. Looks good. Usage isn't much. Load average isn't much. CPU temp is staying where I need it. Okay. Memory usage doesn't even say. We are technically running on the minimum. Technically I should have 2 more gigs in there because I have 2 more terabytes of storage, but I'm going to leave it as is for now, see how it runs. I'm going to treat this as experimental. so it won't have any data that's not already on the backup hard drive. And the backup hard drive is 960 out of its 3.63, so I'll just put the entire thing on there, and anything that goes on the NAS will just go to the backup drive as well. So that's all I got for you this time. Here's a very sky-high overview of how I built my NAS. So now I need to cable manage it and then take it to the basement. Alright, this is the current basement setup. We've got this kind of storage rack down here. It was here when we bought it. And it does the job for me for now until I can get a space cleared for a normal traditional rack to either go in or be built. So we're gonna pull this guy. This is my PowerEdge 2850. Surprisingly still works. I have had issues with it before. This time it went perfectly fine for me. I had no issues with it. Back when I bought this, the 6 300 gig SCSIs were actually more than the server itself. I think I paid $100 for the server and like almost $150 for the 3 hard drives. Now those are the 6 hard drives. Now those hard drives are $20 a pop, but when I got this a few years ago, it was actually quite a bit more still. Put a DVD drive in it, because the Windows 2003 or 2008, I don't remember which I was playing with on it, needed a DVD. It was 08. It's only got like 4 gigs of RAM, but it does the job that I needed it to do when I needed it to do it. So we're going to go ahead and pull this down, move the monitor, and we'll get the NAS box. It's named Avion, so we'll get Avion installed in here. And this is currently my storage area until I get a rack built. So that'll be down there. The one on the left, that's a purpose-built Windows 98 machine. Celeron 900, I think it is. And that one's the Vista machine with the Athlon X2 5050E. And then that down there, which is going to go up on top of the Dell, is a IBM PS2 type 9535 with the equivalent of a 486 running at 50 megahertz, 20 megs of RAM. It's awesome. It's an amazing DOS machine. So this is an empty case. It'll get sent to recycling because it's cheap and thin, and now that I have discovered Fantex and Fractal, these old cheap cases just don't do it for me anymore. So let's go get the new guy. Let's go get Avion. Alright. He's in a new home. Power it up. That fan's on. On. Beautiful. Okay, we're all running. So we will then when I add the next hard drive, I'll swap that header out. I wasn't sure what the motherboard in this went to, so apparently I put it in the sleep LED. So I'll try it in the other one. Alright. Power's on. Okay, cool. Well, that is that. So the last thing is to check and make sure I can boot it or access it upstairs. So that's all I have for you this time. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Back over in this corner back here, I'm going to get cleaned up and we'll put a rack together. Probably just do a basic wood rack, cheap and easy until I can find a quality real rack, and B, figure out how to actually get it down here. So that is all I have for you this time. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. We will see you on the next time.